Ahead of the Navy Day celebrations, which will take place on the 4th of December, Navy Chief Admiral Dinesh Tripathi has confirmed the test of submarine-launched ballistic missile, demonstrating significant advancement in naval defense capabilities. Meanwhile, the Navy Chief has also gone ahead and highlighted several critical concerns regarding Pakistan's military and naval developments, emphasizing that Pakistan is prioritizing weapon over welfare. He also went on to say that there is a surprising growth in Pakistan's naval capabilities because China is building 8 new submarines for Pakistan. The Navy Chief stressed the importance of closely monitoring the Chinese Navy's the presence as far as the Indian Ocean is concerned, especially their surveillance ships, and said that India is fully aware of the activities of each Chinese vessel. The Navy has kept a close watch over extra-regional forces present in the region.
Our Raksha Mantri also commissioned the second SSBN, Arighat, in August, and thereby adding to our country's capability in the third leg of nuclear triad. You would recall that our Honorable Prime Minister had articulated in Lok Sabha, and I will quote him, that युद्ध के रूप बदल रहे हैं, संसाधन बदल रहे हैं, शस्त्र बदल रहे हैं, टेक्निक बदल रहे हैं. And then he went on to say much more, but what he was indicating is that the technology is galloping and the character of warfare is changing. And we are fully aware of that. Towards that, we have redoubled our focus on infusion of niche and disruptive technologies, which includes, by now it is a cliche to say, artificial intelligence, machine learning, robotics, quantum computing, etc., etc. But that is all happening. We have also kept a close watch on the activities of extra-regional forces operating in the Indian Ocean region, which included the PLA Navy units, whether it was the warships or their research vessels, satellite tracking ships, and we knew who is doing what, where, and how. Whilst all this was being done, we also had a velvet glove in the form of conduct of the Milan 24 at and off Visakhapatnam, where over 50 countries participated. This was a record. And they belong from east to west, north to south. Everybody came, and it was a huge success. This obviously enhanced the image of the nation and the Navy, both in the geopolitical domain as also in the maritime domain.
In one of the most newsy press conferences being addressed by a Navy chief ahead of India's Navy Day, the Chief of Navy Staff announced that India had launched a submarine-launched ballistic missile a couple of days back. This is the first official confirmation from the government. The missile itself was successfully launched, but when I asked him about the overall success of the mission, he seemed to indicate that it would take a few more days to figure out more about the trajectory of the missile. So whether it was 100% success or not, we do not know. The test of a submarine-launched ballistic missile is essentially what India's nuclear submarine program, a large part of it, is all about. Because if this missile test was successful, with the missile, the K-4, reaching targets 3,500 kilometers away, then India's nuclear triad would be complete. We've got airborne nuclear weapons, we've got land-based nuclear missiles, and this would be the naval leg of the nuclear triad. He also spoke glowingly about the success of a hypersonic weapon, an anti-ship ballistic missile, which was also tested quite recently. He said that if I could, I'd want to have that missile in our arsenal tomorrow. This would be a huge force multiplier for the Indian Navy, being able to target specific warships operating in the Indian Ocean region. He did speak about Pakistan as well, the fact that Pakistan is acquiring 8 Chinese-built submarines. He did state that Pakistan seems to be prioritizing its weapons development or weapons acquisition program ahead of the welfare of the people, pointing to the huge expenses involved in acquiring what Pakistan hopes will be a 50-ship navy. As far as China is concerned, the Navy chief did say that India is monitoring the research vessels and other vessels deployed by the Chinese Navy in the waters of the Indian Navy, of the Indian Ocean. He did say that the last time that the Indian Navy tracked a Chinese submarine in the Indian Ocean region was when one sailed into Karachi harbour. He said he's confident that if there were any further Chinese submarines operating in the Indian Ocean region, the Indian Navy would be able to track them as well. With camera person AJ Joseph, Vishnu Shom for NDTV.